Welcome to today's Warrior Way podcast. I'm Marin.
I'm Avery.
I'm Richie.
And I'm Emma.
On our podcast, we'd like to focus on leadership and the leadership skills that people use in their career.
4 fifth graders at Willowville Elementary are learning the art of podcasting, leadership, and communication skills thanks to an innovative partnership with high school teacher Brandy Kelton and 2 of her high school communication interns. Here's an excerpt from their latest episode with former Bengals quarterback Jon Kitna.
Stephen Coughley notes the importance of the 7 habits of highly effective people. Be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first, think win-win, seek first to understand, then to be understood, synergize, and sharpen the saw. How do these habits play out in the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's less of leadership in the NFL happens on the field as much as it happens off the field. Your leadership traits, the relationships you build, carry you when you get on the field. When people ask me about leadership, what do I think is most important is being who you are. You can't be someone else. People see right through that. You have to be very authentic. And then secondly, being a servant leader and trying to lift others up.
Now, let's hear from the students about their experience interviewing Jon Kitna.
It was really exciting, and not everybody gets to do some things like this. Even if you are famous, that doesn't mean that every part of your becoming famous was that, I guess, glamorous or I guess happy.
Well, when I was in the bus, I was very nervous and I was very jittery, but now that I've gotten done with the podcast, I now realize that it's not that bad anymore. I learned that he is a very normal person and that sometimes even the most highest people and the most famous people are still normal people.
Being part of the Jon Kitna episode was really fun. It was fun seeing the kids be super excited about it. They had a good time, and so did I.
This is our first group of students we've ever had come into the place, so this has been fantastic. I love their questions, and I don't know, there's something adorable about 5th graders interviewing this massive 6'5", 6'6" Jon. It was pretty funny to watch, but they asked great questions, and the answers we got were really fantastic, so it was a good time.
Let's take a step back and see how the podcast came to be what it is today.
So I emailed each elementary principal just saying, hey, I have a team of interns and we would like to help you. What do you want to do? And Mr. Jones replied back with he was interested in starting a podcast. And I said, awesome. I'd never done a podcast before or produced one, so it was just kind of a grassroots, just looking things up, getting some basic equipment, and it's gone really smoothly. I'm very happy with the partnership it's created, and I think that these 5th graders are going to have such great, they're so personable, and their communication skills are just awesome for being in 5th grade. So the elementary students and the high school students, I think they get a taste of what the real working world is like. For example, the high schoolers, they kind of come and go from school. That wasn't my high school experience, but they're treated like professionals.
When I first heard about the podcast class, I was most excited to explore something new. I mean, this is something that I've never done before. And especially when I found out that I would be working with 5th graders, because that is something that I am used to. So it was kind of, mixing something old with something new, and I was really excited about it.
These 5th graders, they're responsible for sending out the Google invites and calendar invites, just like we use as adults in the working world. These 5th graders are doing that as well. I remember when Mrs. Adams was our first guest, I said, well, you're gonna have to start checking your email now. And after they sent that first calendar invite to Mrs. Adams, Richie actually, he emailed me on a Saturday. So he was checking his email after hours and he says, oh my gosh, she said yes. He was so excited that our superintendent had responded that she would be the first guest on his podcast.
The skills I've learned so far, mostly the 7 habits, and I've been working on eye contact, so I have that easier. And also I've been trying not to be as fidgety, because usually when I'm sitting still for a while, I just have to feel fidgety.
I enjoy mentoring these students because I think that it's something that they can use a lot in the future. Everybody knows our world is becoming more and more digital, and this class and teaching them these, like learning how to use a camera, or even just talking to people that they don't know personally, helps them with a lot of skills in the future, and I really enjoy setting them up for that.
So Mr. Jones and I have already talked about next year, and the 5th graders that we'll have next year, we're going to pull them into the fold before the end of the year this year. That way next year we can get started with having guests on the show faster, and so more episodes.
I would like the future to become more kids on this podcast, and this podcast grow more, and for other people, for it to get more views and other people to know about the 7 habits.
To me, West Clermont Strong means all the individuals, whether it's people at the main office, our administrators, our teachers, our students. We all work together to highlight all the great things that are happening in our district, whether it's in the community or within a school building. And I think the part of that strong part too is sending students out, or adults out into the world that have these strong skills that we've helped build by all of these different experiences that wouldn't be possible without everybody working together and having such a strong team, especially at the leadership level.
What West Clermont Strong means to me is like all the new opportunities that there are at the school, that what other schools don't have. I think we have a lot more programs for kids to join in, have a better future.
West Clermont Strong means trying your best every day. I feel like a lot of the students here push themselves to go past their limits, or what they think their limits are, to step out of their comfort zone, and it's something that I really enjoy. Connecting with all of my peers and, hearing about what they're doing academically or socially to just step out and do something new.
If you're interested and want to watch the full episode of the Warrior Way podcast with guest Jon Kitna, follow the QR code on your screen.